Poomsae with Master AJ. Today we're going to talk about aerials and their variations. So this is part 3 of my aerial series, and let's get started. Okay, so the first one is running into an aerial. Running into an aerial is the very basic one that a lot of people first start to use in order to get comfortable with aerials. You're able to develop a lot of momentum to kick your body over because of the run. So with this one, you can take a few steps or you can take one, such as a power hurdle. As you get more comfortable with the aerial and going into the air, you're going to take less steps. Your goal is to just be able to go from a frontward position down. So again, with these running aerials and these power hurdle aerials, your goal is a frontward start. So you're going to start, front, turn, and then go over. That's the first variation. Okay, the second variation is probably one of my favorite. It's coming from the back side, and what you're going to do is quickly turn your shoulders to get back into position to go from the front. So it looks like this. I'm going to start with my planting leg in front of me. When I step, it's also going to be in front of me. So I'm going to go here. So notice how my hands opened and then I planted upward. Variations because it's very easy to change directions with, and it's easy to get a lot of momentum with because I'm turning. So again, my leg starts in front, turn. Okay, the next one is very similar but also a little bit different. It's a hook kick into an aerial. It's a little different because your hook kick is going to cause you to keep your hips open and go from there. So your entry point can either be sideways or frontways. So with your hook kick, you want to make sure as you're coming across, your knee is going to turn down. Okay, this next one is more of a tricking aerial. There is a difference between the styles of aerials, and it's important to understand why both are used. I was raised and trained with a more of gymnastics aerial. That's what I studied, and so that's how I taught myself, and that's how I further developed it. But in order to get certain tricks and in order to get certain balance that I needed for freestyle, I had to adapt to more of a tricking aerial. Tricking aerials are going to start from one side, and you're just going to basically throw yourself over to the other side. So it's almost more like a standing aerial or a power hurdle. The next thing about tricking hurdles is they're not quite straight up and down. So regular frontwards aerials where you're here, your legs are almost going to go directly above you. A tricking aerial, you're kind of at an angle. They're still pretty inverted, but they're also more angular. So with tricking aerials, it's easier to get your hips around, and that makes it easier for you to propel yourself up into connected tricks, or because of your setup coming from an angle, it's also easier to get out of tricks. So for example, okay, so using a spin hook kick and going into a tricking aerial, that propels me to go into something else next. Okay, so those are all different variations that I frequently see in freestyle Poomsae. The running aerial is the most popular one. The spinning aerial helps with combinations, and then the tricker style also helps you kind of adapt to even more complex combinations or a more seamless flow. So it's important to know which style of aerial you plan on doing for your routines, or if you're learning just to do tricks. Alright, that is it for part 3 of my aerial series. I hope you guys learned a lot. If you have any questions, make sure you leave a comment down below and subscribe. We'll see you guys next time. Bye!